And welcome to another edition of East LA Sports Scene as we bring the sports camera back into the Garfield High School Bulldogs, their home stadium here as they get ready to take on the Crenshaw Cougars, a rematch from last year. And of course, Garfield is out to upset that and turn it around because it was 49-0 last year. This is a brand new season for 2018 and they've renewed the contract. Now Crenshaw is visiting here tonight for the Garfield. And record-wise, Crenshaw unbelievably 0-3 as they start this season. On the flip side, Garfield's 3-0. So very, very interesting twist there in tonight's plot of this big game. So we're getting ready for the kickoff here, coming to you from, again, the campus of the Garfield Bulldogs, members of Eastern League, taking on members of the Coliseum League in the form of the Crenshaw Cougars. Head coach for the Crenshaw Cougars, Robert Garrett, coming in with a very, very good, as they would say, a good niche on his resume, coming in with the current state championship in the 4-2A division as they beat Placer last year in the CIF state championship. Again, now for the Garfield Bulldogs, they're coming in from the Eastern League, coming in 3-0. Head coach Lorenzo Hernandez. His guys are all fired up and ready to go, and so are we here on Friday Night Lights. We're back to our regular schedule and coming to you now in just a moment for the kickoff. Stand by. Don't go away. Great game coming to you on East LA Sports Scene's High School Game of the Week.
All right, captains are at the center of the field for the coin toss. Captains for the Bulldogs are number 9, Angel Hidalgo, number 15, Israel Castillo, number 28, Nick Delgadillo, and number 52, Jesse Cortez.
Thank you, man.
Officials for tonight's game: referee Gordon Weisenberger, umpire Andres Gutierrez, line judge Larry Garnica, line judge Kevin Morris, and the back judge is David Bed. Our officials for tonight's game. All right, the coin has been tossed, and it looks like the Bulldogs will be receiving.
And here we are, ready to go for the opening kickoff. It's going to be teed up by Edgar Mejia Alessano. Back to receive for the Garfield Bulldogs, number 9, Angel Hidalgo, along with number 5, Abel Martinez. And Crenshaw Cougar visiting Garfield here for a huge non-conference game. Here comes Mejia Alessano. We're underway in the head of ball's going out of bounds. Let's call it right about the 10-yard line. Flag will go out, and let's see what Coach Lorenzo Hernandez will do for his offense, whether he sends them out. And it's always a penalty when the ball is kicked out of bounds. And again, we come to you here on September the 7th, 2018. And we're approaching fall, but still feels like a little bit of summer. It's 80 degrees during the day, and now as night falls here in East Los Angeles, California, and in Garfield High School, it is starting to get a little breezy. Nonetheless, we're set to go here. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, coming in at 3-0. Perfect slate on their record here. Number 11, Bruce Gonzalez at quarterback. Now check that. Israel Castillo gives it to P.J. Garcia. So Coach Hernandez showing a different hand here with his offensive lineup. And we'll try to check the status on Bruce Gonzalez, number 11. He was obviously the starter for the first 3 games. This is week number 4. And again, kickoff time coming at 7 p.m. exactly. Gain of, let's call it 1 here on the carry by P.J. Garcia, one of the gifted running backs for the Bulldogs. We'll try to set you the Crenshaw defensive assignments here in just a moment. And thrown out incomplete over to the far sideline. Pass was intended for Abel Martinez. Again, the Crenshaw Cougars come in under Robert Garrett. And as we mentioned in the opening dialogue there, he is a current 4-2A champion in the state bowl competition. So a state champion here from the LA City Section's Crenshaw Cougars. Third, and let's call it 9. Garfield, again, showing a different style in their uniform. Going with the dual colors here with deep blue, and keeper by Castillo over left tackle. He's going to get stacked up there, knocked down, no gain. Crenshaw's stiffening up there, in on a stop. Number of players there for Crenshaw. We'll get those linemen and their lineup to you as soon as they come back out on defense on their next encounter. Right now it's going to be 4th, and let's call it 8. Whistle sounds on the play by the referee, and they're going to wave one of the players off for a moment, maybe for an equipment check. That was Nick Delgadillo. So Garfield, first possession, 3 and out, and they're going to have back in punt formation. It's going to be Angel Hidalgo. There's a snap. Hidalgo has it. He's going to kick it to the left side of the field. And it takes the Crenshaw bounce, heads back, and that's going to be down at about, let's call it the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Crenshaw Cougars. As we mentioned, coming in 0-3, and let's not be deceived there. The 0-3 record is made up of a loss to South Hills in West Covina, 38-6. Then the following week, they lost to West Covina High, 21-6. And then last week, although they defeated Fairfax by a score of 23-9, it was overruled, and a forfeit was given to the Crenshaw Cougars. They come in now officially at 0-3. Halsey at quarterback. He's going to keep it on a bootleg. Oh, nice tackle there. One-arm tackle by Andrew Hernandez on starting quarterback Devontae Halsey. And we'll try to get you some of the numbers here for the Crenshaw starters. Number 17 is Dylan Lewis. He's a running back. Number 13, Keith Morgan. And we'll try to get you the running backs and the wide receivers, then move in towards the interior line. Flanked way out to the right are a couple of players over here in the slot to the left. Another receiver. Halsey has it. He's a left-hander, throws it back for a screen, and he's going to be gang tackled. And coming off the bottom of that pile, let's see who it is. I'll give him credit for Abel Martinez. Halsey has a play coming in from the sideline from Coach Garrett. Also, we'll give you some numbers here for the linemen. 52 is Phillip Mills, 55 Trent Bryson, 72 Evan Floyd, 73 Myron Smith. Back to the action. Here we go. Halsey dropping back. Oh, he's wide open right here at about the 50-yard line. And that was Hidalgo in on the stop, but not after Keith Morgan picks up a first down. And they are going to move the yard markers. So Devontae Halsey, he's a junior, and a quarterback for the Cougars. Man in motion to the right. Handoff. Up the middle, or off the right tackle is number 20, the ball carrier. Yeah, he may have picked up a yard. May. We're going to see what the official, where the official is marked at. Number 20, Shadante Holmes. Also identifying some other players in there for the Cougars. Number 20. Okay, we just identified him as the last ball carrier. Number 20 on his jersey. 3 receivers out to the right. Here comes Halsey. Slipped a tackle. Oh, great dive bomb tackle there by Angel Hidalgo. He tripped up Halsey, but he slipped a great, made a great move and slipped a tackle at about, let's call it the 48, and gained another 4 or 5 as he got free there. Time is moving on the clock with 7 minutes and 10 seconds left. First possession of the game for Crenshaw. 3rd and 8. Empty backfield for Halsey. He's going to look to his right. He's going to try and roll out of the pocket, but not before he's brought down on a great tackle in there. And that was Miguel Ortiz, number 48. It's going to bring a 4th, and let's call it long. 4th, and let's call it 6 yards. 4th and 6 for the Cougars. And let's see what Coach Garrett does now. Looks like it's a go on 4th down for the Cougars. Oh, the ball snapped, kicked. It's going downfield. And it's picked up. It's in play. Oh, huge gang tackle there by the Cougars. Ball carrier for the Garfield Bulldogs. Trying to get him in here in our sights here. Abel Martinez. So no gain or no return on that play. It's going to be Garfield's 2nd possession. Just underway here in the first quarter. 6 minutes and 2 seconds left. Garfield's 2nd possession of the night. Coming to you again on September the 7th, 2018. It's a Friday night. Temperature kickoff, we'll call it maybe at around the 72-degree mark. Friday night lights are on, and good attendance here on the Garfield side. As you can see, Israel Castillo at quarterback, high snap. And he's trying to find some running room, barely finds a seam. And let's see where they spot that ball. He may have picked up, let's call it 4 yards on the carry. Let's call it 2nd and 6. Clock moving, 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter of play. Week number 4 for high school football, and it's East LA Sports Scene's presentation of high school game of the week. Our 3rd presentation of the Garfield Bulldogs. Option keeper. And not much yardage on the play there for Castillo. In on the stop for the Cougars, number 55. That was Trent Bryson. Also number 11, Raya Allen. So one indication here is that perhaps there's an injury to Bruce Gonzalez. We don't have that officially confirmed, but starting tonight is the Garfield backup or reserve quarterback, Israel Castillo, number 15. Set, rolling left, throws it. Oh, he had Serrano wide open. Thomas Serrano says, I want that one back. He was wide open. And that's going to bring up, let's call it 4th and about 5. Yep, Thomas Serrano, 5'10". He's a wide receiver and free safety. He's a junior, 165. So 0 for 2 here for the Garfield Bulldogs. No first downs yet, but we're still in the first quarter play. Clock stopped on the incomplete at 4:35. Back to punt is Hidalgo. Angel's his first name. has it. Oh, it's a fake. He's fine. Oh, then he has it partially blocked. Oh, big break there for Crenshaw. Hidalgo was in punt formation, waited just a couple of seconds, and then moved to his right and decided it was time to try to go for it. And as he didn't change his mind, he kicked it, punted it, but it was partially blocked by the big lineman in there pressuring Hidalgo on fourth down. Crenshaw's excellent field position to start their second possession of the game, and that will come at 4:23 left in the first period. They break the huddle. Keep your eye on the quarterback, Delonte Halsey. He's only a junior, left-handed though. There's a snap. Fading. Destroyed by Nick Delgadillo, and came from the right, Halsey's left side, so he didn't look. And coming on the right, off of right tackle, the linebacking spot was Nick Delgadillo, and he gets a sack. And that's going to be a huge loss of 10. Let's call it 2nd and 20. Nick Delgadillo, that's his bread and butter. He sees that, and he is on fire into the backfield. Holmes next to Halsey at the backfield. And it's going to be a timeout now taken by the Crenshaw Cougars, and no score in the game, 0-0, and we're at 3:48 left in the first period. We'll be back with more of BCLA Sports' High School Game of the Week. Back to the action here. The message has been sent in to the squad here, and let's see what the Delonte Halsey calls here. Holmes right next to him in the backfield, dropping back, airing it out deep, looking for a receiver, intercepted. Hidalgo, fingertip interception coming up the right side in front of the Crenshaw bench. He's at the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Looks like a touchdown. Are we looking for any flags? And there will be the first touchdown of the game, barring flags or penalties. And Angel Hidalgo on a big circus play there runs it back. We want to call it 95 yards unofficially on a pick six. One of the longest that we've seen here on East LA Sports Scene, and it comes at 3:26 left in the first quarter. So Halsey was looking to his left. He had a receiver deep, but it was underthrown, and Hidalgo stepped in and picked it off with his fingertips. He hauled it in and then took off down the sideline, as you saw it here on East LA Sports Scene. What a great play here by Angel Hidalgo. And that gets Garfield up on the board first, 6-0. Point after now is going to be tried. There's a snap, kick, and it's going to be number 16. Let's go with the player there. And it says Fabian Rodriguez on his jersey, number 16. And that will put Garfield up 7-0. Kickoff coming up in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. We'll be right back. Okay, ready for the kickoff by the Garfield Bulldogs. Back to receive Holmes, number 20, number 17, Lewin for the Crenshaw Cougars. There's the approach, the run up. There's going to be a short kick going to the second row of special teams players, and that was number 15, Jalen Rogers, who picked up caught the kickoff and went to the knee there. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Again, some of the high school rules here, just to refresh your memories. Any ball carrier who touches the ground with any part of the body except the hands or feet is ruled down. The ball is dead at that spot. Okay, it's going to be 1st and 10 again for the Crenshaw Cougars coming into the ball game. Tonight's contest with 0-3 record. They come out of the Coliseum League, where they play their conference games. There's a whistle there killing the play. It looks like the Garfield Bulldogs called a timeout just before the whistle. So we'll be back after this break here on East LA Sports Scene Productions of the high school game of the week tonight. It's Crenshaw versus Garfield. Okay, back to the action. Here we go now. Crenshaw, pitch. Here we go. Power sweep left. Ventura in on the stop, number 19. And that was Shadante Holmes, the ball carrier. Also wrapping him up was number 28, Nick Delgadillo. The flag on the play. And it's going to go against the Cougars. Referee in the white hat is the crew chief. He's talking it over with Garfield so they can spot the ball. And Garfield will accept the penalty. They're going to move the ball back deeper into the Cougar territory. Okay, there you go. The referee there giving the description of the infraction to the stadium here. Good audio system tonight. It's working nice and clear. They break the huddle, coming out here to the far left as a flanker. Number 13. That's Keith Morgan. Two running backs in the backfield with Halsey. He wants to throw it, throws it over the middle. Got a reception. Oh, but two-time tackling there. Ventura, again, along with Hidalgo, putting the 1-2 punch on the receiver, number 31. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10, so they get the 10 yards back off of the penalty. Pro set formation for Halsey right under center. Handoff to the I-back. Oh, he's nailed. Holmes. Hello. Joe Sedano, number 40. And Joe Sedano, no stranger to a touchdown through the pick 6. He has one to his credit this season. Clock is running now with just under 2 minutes, 1:55, and running here in the first quarter of play. Flanked out to the far right for Crenshaw, Todd Airy, A-R-Y. Halsey dropping back, he's looking. Slipped a tackle. And then 3 Bulldogs just all over the quarterback. Delgadillo, Rubalcava, and P.J. Garcia. So that seems to be the Garfield blueprint for success on defense. Not so much gang tackling, but multiplayer or dual or triple teamed on defense for the tackle. And it really, they're very efficient in doing it. Brings a 4th down for the Cougars. In the punt, Alan Thomas. There's a flag on the play. And the Garfield Bulldogs, there will be called for offsides and encroachment on defense. So that puts the Crenshaw Cougars a little closer, but 9 yards away from the first down. 4th down from the 31. Thomas has it, very good kick. And it's going to go back, taking a very favorable Crenshaw Cougar bounce. It's going to be down at the 10-yard line with 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Garfield 7, Crenshaw 0. So here come the change of the special teams. And this is going to be Garfield's 4th possession, full possession of the quarter. And let's see who Coach Hernandez sends out here to guide and lead the unit. keeping our eyes at quarterback. And it is still Israel Castillo, number 15. We haven't seen too much yet of P.J. Garcia, who's been having a superb rushing season, that is. Pitch there goes to P.J. over left tackle. Got a few blocks, got some yardage. Okay, in on the stop, number 17, Dylan Lewis, along with Donnell Fletcher and Raya Allen. Pitch again to Garcia, same play, got some running room around the end, trying to get to the sideline. Oh, good effort there, and finally knocked out of bounds by Keith Morgan. And it's going to be a first down, enough yardage there. And that will end the first quarter of play on that last carry there by P.J. Garcia. They're going to switch sides of the field now. And we'll be back in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene's high school game of the week, Crenshaw versus Garfield. Okay, the whistle blows. We're ready to start now. The second quarter, pitch to Garfield. And it looks like that was number 23 in on the carry for the Bulldogs. Number 23 on his was Andrew Garcia, 5'6", running back, is a junior, 152 pounds. Give him credit for about a yard gain, second, and let's call it 6. Pro set call now here for the Bulldogs. Oh, look, Mr. Fumble. Let's see who picked that up. It looks like it was Castillo, the quarterback. He fell on it. That was out of the pro set T formation there. Clock is moving now with 11 minutes and 5 seconds. Pitch. Oh, there's P.J. Garcia. Left and right juke. Found some room there and gains good yardage. It's going to be enough for a first down. This is the form that we have grown accustomed to seeing this running back here, P.J. Garcia. He's 5'6". He's a junior, 158 pounds. Chains moved up. Here come the Bulldogs again. Tight bunch formation. Student body right. Garcia finds another seam and moves forward again. Stop made there by number 11 for Crenshaw. That was Raya Allen. And Garcia now starting to find his rhythm. Gain of about, let's call it 7 on that carry. 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs. Check that. And over center. There goes Garcia again. In on the stop for the Cougars. Let's give him credit for that tackle. That was a number, let's see, 54, Isaiah Willard. But not before Garcia comes up with a first down. Bulldogs on a drive here. Pro set formation. Pitch. Trying to run up the middle to follow his blockers. There goes Garcia again. And the pile moves forward, so that's positive yardage for P.J. Garcia. Body slow to get up off the ground. Last man up for Crenshaw, number 55. Give him credit for the tackle. That was Trent Bryson. Gain of 4. Identifying some of the Bulldog linemen here. We've got Edgar Lozano, 54. Jesse Cortez, 52. Big, tight formation here. Pitch. Garcia says, open the door, fellas, and there he goes. Asking his blockers just to pick their targets, give him a little seam, and he'll do the rest. Also in on the line there, number 57 for the Bulldogs. That's Martin Romero, one of the linemen. And then Miguel Ortiz on the left side of the line. Here we go. Garcia again. Broke his tackle. 30, 20, 10-5. Touchdown, Garfield. Just outstanding blocking there by his front line. The schemes are working very nicely for the Bulldogs, and no flags on the field. And that comes at 8:34 left in the first half. So let's give Garcia unofficially a 35-yard blast over left tackle. And that gives him his first touchdown of the game. And it moves the score now to 13-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Here comes the point after. Snap, hold, kick. And it's good. So 2 PATs are good here for the Bulldogs. And that moves the score now. Garfield 14, Crenshaw 0. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Set for the kickoff. Number 16 approaches. It's more of a pooch kick. And it's taken over there on the far sideline. Number 21 in the area there for Crenshaw. And that was Joshua Willard for Crenshaw. Caught the kickoff. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cougars, their fourth possession of the game. Line of scrimmage is going to be the 37 for the Cougars. Not too bad a field position. The break the huddle coming out now. Flank far out here to the right is 31. Halsey at quarterback, number 10. Handoff. Oh, two-timed in there. That was Holmes. Lost on the carry. They're going to move him back a couple of yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 12. 14-0, 8 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first half. We're coming to you from the home field of the Garfield Bulldogs. Division I, representing the Eastern League inside the LA City section of the CIF. Crenshaw's head coach is Robert Garrett, national ranking 4,703 and in the state 308. Courtesy of Max Preps. Halsey. Oh, whistle kills the play. And let's see what the referee is going to signal. Offsides against the Bulldogs. Crenshaw certainly would accept the penalty and the yardage. So Crenshaw Cougars trying to find the rhythm, trying to get on track here on offense. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Crenshaw in their white and their blue. Garfield in white and blue colors as well with crimson. Oh, ball got on the floor. Looks like 55 may have gotten it for Garfield. And let's see who that might be. 55 is Anthony Rubalcaba. He goes 6'3". He's a junior, 230 pounds. Another turnover here, this time coming via the fumble. And that comes with 7:22 left in the half. Garfield now coming out for their fifth possession of the game. They're up now 14-0. Israel Castillo at the controls here for Coach Hernandez and the Garfield Bulldogs. Chance to get a full game under his belt is what it appears to be. Look out, Castillo, pressured. He's going to try and throw it away. No, he's going to eat it. And he gets dropped all the way back to the 45-yard line. And in on that stop, number 11. And that's a huge play there for Crenshaw. Castillo just did not have the speed to get into the backfield. And he got pressured, and to give credit to the defensive front four for applying the pressure. Puts Garfield back on the heel, second and about 25. Castillo again tries to air it out. He's got a receiver. Oh, and he is going upfield. That was Serrano trying to make up for the incomplete pass that he had earlier. And it looks like he's turned it up for positive yardage. However, let's keep our eye on the white hat. Was there a penalty flag? Yes, there was. Oh, he's going to disregard it, waves it off. So an inadvertent flag thrown there. And it's going to be enough for a first down. So Castillo to Serrano completes his pass here. Bulldogs now. Pitch. There it goes again. P.J. Garcia dragging tacklers. Allen in on the stop, number 11. That's going to bring up fourth down. He's close for the first down, but clock is moving here. 5:40 left in the half. Now there's the whistle. There's going to be a timeout call by the Garfield Bulldogs. They have the lead, 14-0 here. And we'll be back after the timeout. This is East LA Sports Scene's High School Game of the Week. Okay, we're set to go here. 4th and 8. Oh, Castillo has trouble with the snap. Had a receiver. Looks like it was incomplete. We're waving that off. Or check that. No, signaling that it was a good reception. Castillo, second completion in a row. He has trouble on the snap, but he brought it down, cradled it, and found his receiver down and out. Handoff it goes to Delgadillo, inserted as fullback. And Nick Delgadillo, specialty runner there, gets into the close yardage situations, and Coach Hernandez has no worries about putting him in as a big jumbo package. Two-set backfield, Garcia over left tackle, found the seam and moved upfield. Allen in on the stop along with number 55 for Crenshaw. And let's give credit to him for that tackle. That was Trent Bryson. Rapidly moving offense. There is no huddle here for the Bulldogs. They're trying to keep the offensive pressure on Crenshaw. There you see a very, very tight formations, pro set pitch. Garcia over right tackle. And he gets wrapped up. There's Bryson, pulls him down along with number 31. The play got jammed up, and he'll be held to no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Castillo now, number 15 at the controls. Delgadillo first. Oh, fell on the floor. Oh, fumble. And Garcia, Andrew, number 23, saves the momentum there for the Bulldogs. Again, looking at the tight formation here, there's not very much room for error. 3:50 left in the half. Garfield with a 14-0 lead, trying to look for more here. Threatening inside the red zone. Pitch. Garcia over left tackle, nothing there. And on the stop for the Cougars, that was number 44, Deshaun Hightower. Front line for the Garfield Bulldogs is huge. They're able to have some good schematic blocking there. And then the runner just following through, running between the tackles, and then when necessary, P.J. Garcia shows the burst of speed. And here comes a timeout taken by Coach Hernandez at the 3-minute mark of the half. We'll be back with more of East LA Sports Scene coverage of High School Game of the Week. Message has been sent in. The communications have been directed to the quarterback. And there's Florida's the center is going to snap it back in the shotgun. Here it comes to Castillo. Long count. Hidalgo in motion to the right. Rolling out is Castillo. Has a man open. again. It's Hidalgo, but it's, let's see, looks like he caught it from here. Okay, but they rule it incomplete. It was at the shoe tops. And that was a 4th down for the Bulldogs. They surrender the football to the Cougars. And that comes at 2:56 left in the half. Time has been moving very swiftly tonight due to the ground game. There's been very few passes by both teams. But here comes the Cougars out to the line of scrimmage. At quarterback, number 10, Devontae Halsey. Look out, he's rolling to his right, lets it go. Intercepted. Check that, Hernandez, Andrew Hernandez, number 4. He's going all the way, touchdown. Unofficially, we have it at the 35-yard line. And if it stands, that's going to be another pick 6. As Halsey was running for his life and threw across his body. And on their 6th possession of the game, at 2:41 left in the half, the Bulldogs strike again. 35-yard pick 6, number 4 on his jersey. And that was Hernandez. Ran it in untouched. And here comes a point after for the Garfield Bulldogs. They get up to the line of scrimmage. And there's movement. There's movement with Hidalgo. And it's going to be offsides against Garfield. They're going to have to reset that. The clock is still moving. Oh. The clock is not moving. We stand corrected because it's a point after. The clock is stopped. And let's see what the Bulldogs do here now. Hidalgo is a holder. There's a man in motion. That was Ventura. Oh, into the backfield. There, blowing in was Dylan Lewin. And that's going to be a penalty against Crenshaw. So they're back to where they were just a moment ago, the line of scrimmage for the point after. Snap, the hold, kick, up. No good. And it goes far to the right. So total point production so far, Garfield Bulldogs 20, Crenshaw 0. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, here we go again. Now Rodriguez kicking it off. Caught. And it's going to be, check that. He may have stepped out of bounds. So number 31 for Crenshaw downs the ball there on the reception. And the Cougars will put it in play again. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cougars from their own 32-yard line. 2 minutes and 39 seconds left in the half. $20-0 their score here. Garfield up on top. Just a reminder that last year Garfield visited Crenshaw and we're on the losing end of a 49-0 blowout. Looking to return the situation here against the Cougars this season. And they're up 20-0. Reception there by Crenshaw to Todd Airy, A-R-Y. And he picks up 7 yards on the carry, on the pass. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1. Clock is moving now with 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Halsey looks to his left, has a receiver. And that'll go in on the stop. 1st and 10 here for the Cougars at 1:51 left in the half. Wideouts on both sides of the field. Far out here to the right is Dylan Lewin, number 17. Oh, passes. The ball's, still alive. Oh, Garfield had a chance to recover at the 15. Nick Delgadillo overran it. And number 78 was in the vicinity and he ran it down. Give him credit for saving that for Crenshaw. And Garfield certainly was in a great position to add on another turnover or forced turnover against Cougar, but it was really a bad snap that went way over the head of Halsey. Now at the pro set, under center, hands it off. Very conservative play there, and Holmes is the carrier. And they're coming off the bottom of that pile. Joe Sedano, number 40. Clock moves with 30 seconds and counting here left in the first half. Garfield 20, Crenshaw nothing. And Garfield again capitalizing on 2 pick sixes that gave them those 14 points. And then a 35-yard run sandwiched that in between them with P.J. Garcia for another touchdown. There gives you the 20 with 1 point after that failed. Flag comes out. And let's see what the referee in the white hat is going to signal to the crowd. Flag came from the side judge. Okay, there is a verbal signal from the head referee, and there's encroachment on the defense, 5-yard penalty. And that will do it. There is the buzzer ending the first half of play. And let's see if we can get you a score up on the board here at halftime. And it's going to read Garfield 20, Crenshaw 0. And we'll be back after the halftime intermission. This is East LA Sports Scene Productions of the High School Game of the Week, week number 4, Crenshaw versus Garfield. We'll be back after the intermission. Back to Garfield Stadium here on the campus of the Garfield Bulldogs out of East Los Angeles, California. They're set to kick off, and they are right now in the driver's seat with the 20-0 lead. Here comes Rodriguez for the kickoff. It's going to be another short kick, traveling down to the far sideline. And on the run back here is Todd Airy, number 31. And he gets a good head of steam up and moves forward for a good return. It's going to put the Crenshaw Cougars now back to work at about their own 46-yard line. And when we say work, we do mean work because they are trailing in the ball game here. And they're going to need to put some points up on the board and try to narrow the gap here of 20-0. Halsey here, quarterback, number 10 on his jersey. That provokes a man in motion there on the call. It looks like there might be penalty here. Let's see whether they assess it against the Cougars or the Bulldogs. And it's going to go against Crenshaw. False start on the offense. We're in the 4th week of high school football here. And this is our 4th game of the week. And this is our 3rd Garfield game. Last week we were at Roosevelt as they took on the Franklin Panthers. Pass out here in the flat. Oh, good one-on-one tackle by Abel Martinez. And he had his man there, number 15, in his sights. That was Jalen Rogers. He dropped him. Let's call it for maybe no gain on the play. 2nd and call it 13. Receivers on both sides of the field, 3 on the left, 2 on the right. two in slots. Halsey, empty backfield, throws it out in the flat to the left. Oh, pass intended for number 17, incomplete, Dylan Lewin. And the clock stops, third in the same amount of yardage, 3rd and 13. And just to recap the scoring here in the first half very quickly, 2 pick sixes. First one came on a 95-yard electrifying play by Angel Hidalgo, number 9. The second pick six was by number 4, Andrew Hernandez. And in between that was a 35-yard run by P.J. Garcia. 3rd and 13. Halsey pitches. Holmes brought down nicely by Hernandez. Unassisted tackle credited to Andrew Hernandez as we start the third quarter of play with the first possession going to Crenshaw. And let's see, that will be the 6th possession of the game here for Crenshaw. And waiting to receive now for Garfield. Number 9, Angel Hidalgo, a solo receiver. Punt by Thomas. High, and let's see where it goes. Takes the Crenshaw roll. Down roughly at around the 25-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Garfield. Offensive unit comes onto the field again. Garfield comes in with a 3-0 record. In order, they defeated Montebello first week 1, Sure week 2, and then Salesian last week, week 3, and now here it is, Crenshaw. Pass out here to the flat. Got a block. Serrano backpedals. Then he is going to be brought down by a host of tacklers there from Crenshaw. Last man off the pile was number 15, Jalen Rogers, and along with his companion, Edmund Jonah, number 11. Second and a pickup of about, let's call it 6.5, 3.5 here for the Bulldogs on second down. Castillo rolling right, out of the pocket. Has a receiver. Hit, brought down. Big number 55, Trent Bryson, in on the stop. There's a flag thrown on the field on the far side. Let's kind of interpret now what's going to happen. The referees are now huddling by committee right in front of the Garfield bench. It comes with 9:35 left in the third quarter. And it looks like it's going to be holding against the Bulldogs. Still in conference now. Let's make it official. We haven't heard a verbal or audible call yet by the referee in the white hat, or the crew chief. They're replaying the second down. Interference on the Bulldogs. And here they come up to the line of scrimmage very quickly now. Second and 20. 10-yard penalty. Castillo dropping back, airing it out deep. And nobody there. Double coverage provided on Angel Hidalgo. That would have been a very difficult catch for him to make, but he has vertical leaping ability, so if it goes up for grabs, count him in because Angel Hidalgo is an exceptional athlete. 3rd and 20. Pass incomplete. And here's Garcia. Oh, nothing doing there. Okay, double coverage there on the tackle. Tandem, number 32. That was Anil Duran. You give him credit for the stop. And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Bulldogs. So the drive falters there due to the penalty. Back in punt formation, Angel Hidalgo, number 9. There's a snap. Oh, looked like he almost got a hand on that. Was Todd Airy, but wasn't sure there. Looked like he put his hand up. He may have deflected it, but the ball came to the left on a very, very short kick. So I'll give him credit for a partial block. Okay, 1st and 10 for the Cougars. They're in good field position here. They're in Bulldog territory. Garfield, check that. Crenshaw, eager for a score. Try and turn things around here in the 3rd quarter. Devontae Halsey's the quarterback. Pro set formation, has a running back in the backfield. Pitch, there it goes. Oh, number 32, the ball carrier, and he got hammered. That was Neil Duran. Good tackle there by the Garfield linebackers. Nick Delgadillo, number 28. You can pretty much lay a bet that he's in on most of the plays, the running plays. 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Garfield 20, Crenshaw 0. 3rd quarter of play. They break the huddle. Here they come. Back in the shotgun. There's Halsey dropping, looking to his right. Left-handed throw. Oh, he's got a receiver. And looked like they got tangled up. It looks like Hidalgo is going to be flagged for the PI, the pass interference. Incomplete pass. Clock stops. They're going to assess the penalty here. Pass interference. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. They're going to move the chains forward now. 5 yards, 10 yards. On the far hash is where the ball is. So it's a 15-yard penalty for pass interference from where the ball was spotted. So that's going to give Crenshaw a big break here as they continue momentum on their drive. Tight formation, Halsey with the fullback right behind him. Handoff goes to the second man straight up. Met Andrew Hernandez, one of the tacklers on that play. There was Shadante Holmes with the carry. And he may have gained, they're going to in fact give him half a yard loss on the carry. A good knifing in tackle there by Hernandez. And the defense now. They're looking to punish that runner wherever they can there with some good tackling. Duran next to Halsey in the backfield. There's a snap. And there is Duran, number 32, may have gotten a yard or two on the gain. Delgadillo in there on the stop. Number 10, Sonny Hidalgo. Abel Martinez, number 5. Matt Ventura, number 19, and Angel Hidalgo, the secondary for the Bulldogs. Miguel Ortiz, number 48, on end position. Joe Sedano, number 40. Anthony Ruvalcava, number 55. For the Bulldogs on defense, here's Halsey now, man in motion. Halsey dropping back, looking to his right. He's going to air it out in the end zone. Intercepted again. Oh, here goes Ventura, number 19. Or check that, is it number 10? Yes, Matt Ventura, give him credit for a pick on that play. He returned it out of the end zone. Double coverage, but Ventura comes up with the interception. Big play there. It's going to put the ball on, let's call it. "15-yard line," and here comes the Bulldogs now on their 6th possession unofficially in the game. Shotgun formation. Castillo is going to get wrapped up. Oh, nothing doing on that play. Big number 54 for the Cougars. Put the stops and put the brakes on that one. That was Isaiah Willard. Give him credit. Castillo not able to get out of the grasp of Willard. Lost about 2 yards on the play. Let's call it 2nd and 12 here. Snap. Castillo, it's got it batted down. One of the big linemen in there, number 55, Trent Bryson. Give him credit for the bat down. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 12. Incomplete pass stops the clock with 4:55 left in the 3rd quarter. Garfield 20, Crenshaw nothing. There's a whistle. Okay, delay a game hurts the Bulldogs. Puts them 5 yards further back, deep in their own territory. Let's see where they call 3rd, and let's call it 17. They need to get all the way out to the 22-yard line. Israel Castillo, number 15 for the Bulldogs, is gone at quarterback the whole way. He rolls to his left, and there's going to be more flags thrown. Looks like it's going to be a motion penalty here. And half the distance now being assessed to the Bulldogs for a false start. So it looks like the offensive unit getting used to the calls by Israel Castillo. First 2 games that we've done with Garfield have featured Bruce Gonzalez. And this is the 3rd game, so possibly there may be an injury to Bruce Gonzalez, the starting quarterback for the first 2 games, at least from our perspective. Last week they played Salesian, and we have not been able to see the full box score of that game. So here they are now, back to the line of scrimmage for Garfield. 3rd and 3rd and 20, deep in their own territory. Pitch to Garcia is going to try and get over right tackle. And he may have got some yardage, but it'll give them more than they just had because now they're going to have to punt. 4th and let's call it 15. 4 minutes and 35 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Coming to you from the campus of Garfield High School in East Los Angeles, California. Representatives and member schools of the Eastern League in Division I of the LA City section. Back to receive for Crenshaw. Single safety. And there it goes to the sideline. And trying to catch up to it was Dylan Lewis, number 17. And it's going to be another good field position here for the Cougars. So the Garfield punting game, not what it could be. Angel Hidalgo handling all the punting chores. And usually we're watching Fabian Munoz Rodriguez, but for tonight's game, he's not suited up. So they're having to cover for him in all senses of the word to maintain a good kicking game. Halsey, oh, Anthony Rubalcaba just eats them up, smothers them. And there's an injured Crenshaw player. Looked like he might have had his, they might have fallen on his leg there at the end of that tackle. Rubalcaba just wrapped up the carrier. That was Halsey. Give him credit for the solo tackle. And while they tend to the injured Crenshaw player, we will step aside and take a time out here for, on East LA Sports Scene's high school game of the week, Crenshaw versus Garfield. Okay, the injured player, number 62, Christopher Avalos. He's one of the D linemen. Check that offensive lineman. And just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time from our perspective. Anthony Rubalcaba had wrapped up the runner, quarterback, on that play, and then as they fell, he was exposed there on the ground based upon the block that he had made on the opponent. He was laying there, and both the tackler and the runner came down hard on his leg. So we hope that he'll be fine and able to return to playing, but for right now they're going to tend to him here on the Crenshaw sideline, and obviously going to try and get some ice on that right away. Yeah, we're back to the action. Halsey. Oh, had nowhere to go. That Rubalcaba is in there along with Delgadillo, the 1-2 punch and 2-1 punch, however you want to look at it. Both those players very, very integral to the Garfield defense. But they've all been stalwarts this season, playing very, very freely, very cautiously, but very aggressively when it's called upon. Third and 15, so here comes Crenshaw again. Halsey, number 10, a quarterback. Shotgun, dropping back, looking left. Has the receiver, is going to be incomplete. It was intended for number 19 for Crenshaw. And McDaniels, his first name, Jonathan. And he's junior. Jonathan McDaniel Jr. is senior, playing in the wide receiver slot here for the Cougars. Going to bring up 4th and 15. Back in punt formation, number 27, that's Thomas. Alan Thomas is the punter. Back to receive is Hidalgo. You see where the ball sails. Heading towards the goal line, and they're going to down it just past the 5-yard line. Call it the 7. Unofficially, ball going to be spotted there in Garfield territory. So Thomas showing some excellent punting skills. He's going to pin the Bulldogs deep in their own territory here as they've come out for 1st and 10. And looking at schedules for next week, there will be a bye for the Garfield Bulldogs while Crenshaw will go to Lawndale and play them next Friday night on the 14th of September. Pitch. Looks like it's Garcia again trying to follow the mountain of blockers and bodies that are in front of him. Number 42, Eric Anaya, is also in for the Bulldogs. He's on offense now. He's a junior, 5'7", 207 pounds. Here comes the other way now. And Garcia getting wrapped up there. Also in now is Freddy Rosales, number 24, 5'11". He's a wide receiver. He's a junior. Goes 167 pounds. pitch. Here comes over left tackle, cuts and veers the other way. And there's going to be, let's call it a pickup for enough yards for the first down. And referee whistles the clock to start. 1:47 left in the third quarter. Garfield 20, Crenshaw nothing. Israel Castillo at quarterback. Andrew Garcia. Check that. There's movement. False start. Looks like it's going to go against Garfield. Oh, they're going to call it encroachment on the defense. Offsides defense. Garfield benefits from the penalty. They're going to call it 1st and 5. So Coach Lorenzo Hernandez able to insert some of his backup players to get valuable playing time here against a very top-flight opponent in Crenshaw. Castillo gives it to Rosales. Off right tackle. And slow to get up is one of the Crenshaw players. And the officials will take a timeout here to see what condition he may be in. Now he's starting to struggle to get up. And it's Duran. D-U-R-R-A-N, his last name. And he's number 32. Yes, Neil. Neil Duran. He's going to have to come off the field. He's hobbling there. Looks like it might be an ankle. Back on the field come the Bulldogs. Again, in a very different, in a very stylish look with the coloration. And now we see the white, the red, and the blue helmet with the logo of the Bulldog. We haven't seen those yet. False start against the offense. The clock is going to be stopped with 31 seconds left in the quarter. This could very well be the final play of the third quarter. So identifying the Garfield offensive line, Romero, 57, Flores, 64, Cortez, 52. And 58, we'll get him for you, Eder Martinez. Okay, back to the action. Castillo, quarterback. Now check that. Yeah, he pitches. Garcia trying to sweep right. Gets to his own sidelines and is rolled out of bounds. Todd Airy, give him credit for being in on a stop for Crenshaw, number 31. And that should, he's rolled out of bounds with 1 second left on the clock. And we'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we find out that it was officials' timeout to take the measurements, so we're going to try and zoom our camera in and get the indication from the crew chief in the white hat. He's coming into the picture now. Let's see what he indicates. Okay, they're still hovering over the site and still no indication from the officials. They're going to bring it out towards the hash mark maybe to get a better look. We haven't seen too many of these measurements during the season thus far, but it looks like it's going to be short from our perspective. Now the question is, will they start the clock? Will this be the last play of the quarter? Okay, the referee now signaling it's third down. Third and 1. Or is it fourth? Lots of confusion here from this crew of officials. Pro set formation, pitch, to check that handoff and to see where they all stack up. But that play there will signal the end of the third quarter, and we'll be back with the decision of what happened here in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, and the summit is over now. The decision by committee, and then of course we talked about the measurement on the last play. The Bulldogs came up short, and it looks like it's going to be on the yard marker. They have showing 3, but we understood that last play was third down. And now the referee in the white hat's going to try and figure things out here so we can start the fourth and final quarter. So again, no scoring in that period of play. So it was just back and forth on offense and defense for both teams. Here is the play. And it's going to be stacked up. Looks like they may have gotten it, but we can't really tell here. It's going to bring up fourth and half a yard. Ball spotted at the 36-yard line, or checked at the 31-yard line. There's an indication of holding on Garfield, so that will nullify everything. Certainly Crenshaw will accept that penalty. There's lots of confusion here. There's a penalty on that last play, but yet they're going out there to measure. It's going to be hard to really see where the nose of that football is placed. They're measuring it now, and they're going to call first down for the Bulldogs. So lots of confusion. We were watching the referee in the white hat, and we saw him give an indication of a holding call.
We have a first down on the play. However, we have holding on the previous play on the offense. That penalty will be accepted. It will be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and we'll replay fourth down.
Okay, the confusion has now been clarified by the crew chief. They did make the first down, but their penalty was assessed after the play, and that's going to bring up a replay of fourth down. So it all goes for nothing. It was nullification, but it was a live play. So 1 step forward, 2 steps back for Garfield. And Angel Hidalgo now back in punt formation. And standing at about the 45-yard line is Crenshaw, waiting to receive the punt. Hidalgo's last 2 punts have not been very good. Line drive headed toward the left side of the field. Sonny Hidalgo's right there to cover number 10. And it was number 17 that decided to back off of covering and trying to play that football. That was number 17, Dylan Lewin, Lewin. First and 10 for Crenshaw at about, let's call it their 43-yard line. Clock is stopped on the field with 11:35 left in the contest. Crenshaw comes up with the ninth possession of the game. Still no points up on the board. Full set backfield there for Halsey. And he kept it. But Matt Ventura, number 19, came in from a strong safety spot and nailed him, but picked up 5 yards. So a good draw play there by the Crenshaw quarterback, Deshante Halsey. Very difficult for him to get a full read on the defense because of the pressure that's coming from the front four of the Bulldogs. Twin runners in the backfield for Halsey. Screen pass. Oh! And it's caught. Won't be for too much of a gain, but number 13 gets credit for the reception. And that would be, let's try to find his name here, not in alphabetical order, but Keith Morgan, number 13. Penalty now called against Garfield at the end of that play, major penalty. Looks like it must have been an unsportsmanlike conduct play. And it gives Crenshaw a very good field position here. But penalties now mounting up against Garfield. They have the advantage, though, in the score. Halsey rolling left. Oh, it's intercepted again. Down the sideline. And P.J. Garcia comes up with another Garfield interception. And that's the third unofficially that we have for Halsey tonight. And that comes with 10:22 left. And Garcia was able to pick it off at about, unofficially, at the 35 and bring it up to the 45. And that's going to give Garfield good possession at their own 45-yard line. 10 minutes and 22 seconds left in the contest. Castillo's gone all the way at quarterback for the Bulldogs tonight. Looking to the right. Oh, he's got a reception. But no, they're going to rule it incomplete. Pass was intended for Hidalgo. He's claiming that he caught it above the turf. But both officials disagree and ruled it incomplete. Clock stop, 2nd and 10. 10 minutes and 11 seconds left in the contest. Castillo and Andrew Garcia in the backfield, number 23. Gonzalez flanked out here to the right side, getting some very, very appreciated playing time. Elijah Gonzalez, 5'11", junior. Trips out to the left side for Castillo. Gives it off to his running back, Garcia. Broke a tackle, still going. And right there in front of his bench, he's going to be stopped. He's going to get up to about the 49-yard line. Gain of about, let's call it 4. And there's a penalty again on the Garfield Bulldogs. Again, at the end of the play. So this seems to be the routine against Garfield. They run a play, and then at some point in time, at the end of after the play's over, there's a penalty, usually an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that's assessed against them. So again, the referee in the white hat looking over here towards the side judge in front of us at the 50-yard line. There he goes. And they're going to rule holding on the play. Holding against number 52 for Garfield. That was Jesse Cortez, 6'4". He's an offensive lineman. He's a senior, goes in at 230 pounds. Angel Hidalgo now in the backfield. He's going to be placed behind Castillo. New set alignment here for Garfield. And now Garfield, with some confusion there on the alignment, they're going to take a timeout, and we'll be back with more of East LA Sports News High School Game of the Week. Okay, there's a whistle. Sound of time for more action. Castillo. Oh, bad snap. Picked it up. Stumbling, rumbling over towards the sideline and does not get very much. In fact, there should be a loss of yardage on that play. Clock moving now with 9:35 left in the game. Garfield 20, Crenshaw nothing. This will be a revenge victory here against Crenshaw, as last year Garfield traveled to Crenshaw and lost. Pitch, here comes to Hidalgo, throws a pass. Oh, it was intended for the quarterback on a gadget play. And Hidalgo just threw it up in the air on a loop, but it was too short for Castillo. He couldn't come back and catch it. The pass falls incomplete. And that's going to move the down marker to 4th and 10. So back in punt formation goes Angel Hidalgo. There's a snap, plenty of time. Hidalgo gets it off. Very good kick this time. It's rolling down to, let's call it the 15-yard line. So give Hidalgo a 40-yard punt on the net for a very, very good kick or punt that went to Crenshaw, and they'll start play on their own 15-yard line. The ball spotted at the hash mark, on the far hash mark, and we want to let you know that reason. And the hash marks are 53 feet from each sideline. Because the hash marks are close to each sideline, high school offenses can attempt more running plays to the wide side of the field. So that's just a factoid there in high school football. Again, a couple of more rules here. We'll give them to you in a minute. Here comes Crenshaw. Aries in motion. Halsey throws it to Airy. Todd Airy on a crossing pattern. Completion. And it's good for a game, but a couple of more rules here on high school football. The defense cannot advance a fumble. The ball is ruled dead where the defensive player recovers it. A player is considered inbounds on a pass reception if he catches the ball with 1 foot down inside the sideline. Second down for the Cougars. Ball's handed off. Ruvalcaba in there with an arm tackle on number 20, Shadante Holmes. And it's going to be 3rd, and let's call it 1 for Crenshaw. A couple of more rules. Pass interference by the offense results in a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot and no loss of down. 4 quarters of 12 minutes each in length, as opposed to 15 minutes in college or professional. 3rd and 1 here for the Cougars. They've been blanked tonight. Oh, ball comes out of delay. Oh, picked up by Garfield. Again, as we just talked about, that cannot advance it, but he fell on the fumble. That was Devontae Halsey having some problems on the snap from his center. Went through his hands and then tried to pick it up and actually moved it closer towards the goal line. And now Garfield in excellent position here to put on another touchdown, as they must be inside the 5-yard line. So looking good here for the Bulldogs, who put up another score on the board. Castillo, and in with the power back, Nick Delgadillo, number 28. Pitch Goes to Garcia, trying to find a hole in the middle. And coming up off the bottom of that pile was, for Crenshaw, was number 63. Give him credit for that stop. 2nd and goal. Ball's in the 2-yard line. Pitch, here goes to Garcia again over right tackle. He's got it. He's in on his own 2 feet. He runs through. No penalty flags that are noticeable on the field. So at 7 minutes and 8 seconds, Garfield adds on another 6. Moving the score now 26-0. And it comes at 7 minutes and 8 seconds left. So Andrew Garcia gets himself into the book with a touchdown on a 2-yard run. So here comes the point after. High snap, kick is up. And it's no good. So 2 consecutive PATs that are ruled no good. And that's going to leave the score with Garfield 26, Crenshaw 0. And we'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports East High School Game of the Week. Okay, there's a whistle signaling the start of play. And here comes the kickoff. Special teams now on full alert here for both teams, offense and defense. There's a run up. It's going to be a pooch kick. And it's going to be ruled. Is it out of bounds or does Garfield have it? It went the distance of 10 yards. Now let's see what we're going to look across the side of the field here. And we're looking for the referee in the white hat. Be very aware of the onside rule kick is very different in high school. Garfield believes they have got possession, but we really couldn't tell what happened that closely due to the distance and the number of individuals and players around the ball. So there you see the referee, the crew chief talking to the coaches from Garfield. We saw a play similar to this last week when Roosevelt did this kicked off in the same fashion to Franklin. And if Garfield caught the ball, it would be ruled a dead ball there. So that will be the same call there. The offense cannot claim, or the kicking team cannot claim the ball on a reception. That's called kicking interference on the kicking team. And there it is, 15 yards from where the Garfield player caught that. So the rule is equal to last week's, and in high school, that's the way it must be. Halsey gives it off. He found the seam there through his tackle. And number 15 was the ball carrier. And Jalen Rogers, he's a senior. Got the call there and made a 4-yard gain on the carry. Clock is moving with just 6:40 left in the contest. Garfield 26, Crenshaw nothing. Garfield looking to return the favor from last year as they attempt to pitch a shutout here against Crenshaw. Oh, the ball snap goes through both the quarterback and his running back, and once it hits the ground, the ball is dead. 5 yards off on the offense for a false start. So Crenshaw again having its issues tonight. However, this is only the preseason. They have one more week of preseason to go, and then they'll get into the Coliseum League, as will the Garfield Bulldogs when they come back on let's call it there's a bye week for the Bulldogs next week, and then on the 21st they'll play Legacy, where next week the Cougars will travel to Lawndale for their game, week number 5. Handoff coming, sweep left, still going, broke through, and not Matt Ventura. Matt Ventura saved a big extra gain there by the ball carrier, and that was Jalen Rogers again. So his number's coming up, and Crenshaw is going with him on the ground game. Coach Robert Garrett taking the time here to put in players that will eventually see more playing time. You can see the squad or the roster of Crenshaw is not very big. Roughly 22, maybe let's call it 25, giving them some players that may be out for injuries. High snap to Halsey again. Oh, look out, just destroyed by Joe Serrano. Textbook tackle, helmet right into the chest of the quarterback, and blew him back further for an extra 5-yard loss on that play. So number 40 came through untouched and gets credit for a sack and a solo tackle as well. So huge play there. It's going to be 4th and let's call it 9. There's going to be a timeout taken by Crenshaw to talk things over. We'll be back with more of our high school game of the week. Week number 4, Garfield versus Crenshaw. The score on the field is Garfield 26, Crenshaw 0. Be back in a moment. Ready to go here. Crenshaw talks things over right in front of our camera here at about the 50-yard line. Halsey lets it go. He's got a receiver on a crossing pattern. And number 13, give him credit for the reception. That was Keith Morgan. Down and in towards the goalposts. And Halsey, Devontae's first name, finally connects on a big yardage play. 1st and 10 for the Crenshaw Cougars. Ball spotted at the 21-yard line, just inside, outside of the red zone. Handoff straight up the middle. It's going to be number 15 getting called on the play, Jalen Rogers. Clock continues to move with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left. Crenshaw now with their first real challenge of the Garfield defense as they're inside the red zone. Halsey, quarterback, number 20. Rogers to his right. And there's a pass going into the end zone. It's overthrown. Oh, they're going to call. Looks like it's got to be a pass interference. Saw a flag thrown towards the end of that play. Double coverage there provided by Angel Hidalgo. And number 5 looks like Abel Martinez. Clock will stop on that penalty and the incomplete pass with 3:46. Half the distance to the goal rules the referee. 1st and goal for the Crenshaw Cougars. Wide receivers on all sides. Here's Holmes now, number 20, to Halsey's left, and Airy, number 31, on his right. But there's going to be a timeout taken by Garfield to talk things over for their goal line or the red zone defense. We'll be back in a moment with East LA Sports Scene. Here we go now, ready to come back to the action. First time we've seen the Cougars this close to the goal line. So Garfield took the timeout to set their defense. Halsey will be in the backfield, flanked to his left by his running back, number 10. Man in motion. There's going to be a floater into the end zone, way overthrown. Timing pattern way too hard by the quarterback. Still goal to goal for the Cougars. Going to bring up, let's call it second down. DeShante Halsey, number 10, comes in with the play from his coach, Robert Garrett. Holmes and Rogers flank the quarterback, the Halsey. There's a snap. Halsey going left. Oh, throws it just as he hit, and it's going to be incomplete. But DeShante Halsey just threw it right as he got hit by two defenders. Anaya in there, and just before he let it go, he got hit. Clean play. Helmet popped off, so he will have to come off the field for one play. And coming in for him will be number 17, Dylan Lewis. I'll check that, number 12. Okay, that's Jason Anderson, the second. Number 12, first time in the game. There's a snap, rolls right, tries to cut inside. Oh, knocked down. Ball got loose. There he goes. Looks like it's Ruvalcaba at the 50, 40. Unsure who it is. Check that. It's Delgadillo. Oh my goodness. Ball popped out of Anderson's hand as he swept right. And lo and behold, Nick Delgadillo popped into his hand, and he did the right thing. He moved forward towards his own goal line once he had the ball. Another big turnover. And you got to credit the Bulldog defense for that. Playing hard-nosed defensive football. Hungry players there looking to make big plays. Here comes some new players into the game for the Bulldogs. Getting some valuable playing time with 3 minutes and 17 seconds. 1st and 10 for Garfield. Castillo at quarterback. Snap. Handoff. Tripped up. Tackled nicely in there. Andrew Garcia stopped by Raya Allen, or R-A-I-Y-A. Thomas Serrano in at number 7. Jimmy Romero, number 21, is in. And Elijah Gonzalez, number 3, is in for Garfield. Lots of players getting more playing time. Castillo has a strike completed. Jimmy Romero, number 21. Good hook up there by Garfield. Clock continues to move. We don't see any penalty flags on the field. But let's see, wait a minute. Spoke too soon. Indicator is that a flag was thrown by the crew chief. So he looks like he spotted a holding call. So Gonzalez, the wide receivers here, the wideouts, Gonzalez, Serrano, Romero on the right side. And on the far side, looks like it is Hidalgo. I'm not sure. We're going to check that. Pass thrown, and it was to Dominic Garcia, number 8. Incomplete. It's going to bring up third with 2:21 left. The clock stops. Ball's marked at about the 49-yard line of Garfield. Same front four there on offense in for the Bulldogs. Israel Castillo now in the backfield. There comes a P.J. Garcia. Garcia in motion, possibly able to get a toss. Castillo dropping back, dumps it to, it was intended for Garcia, but he couldn't find the handle on it. And that will go incomplete. Talking a little bit about Israel Castillo, he's not very big. He comes in at 5'7". He's a junior, goes in at 181 pounds. Clock stop with 2:16 left. Back in punt formation comes Angel Hidalgo. His last punt was a 40-yard net. And back to receive in single safety fashion is Crenshaw. Ball was, oh, here comes another fake. Hidalgo is going to try and run it. And he is upfield, but not enough for the first down. There's a flag thrown here, face mask. We'll check that. That might have been the preliminary signal, but there's a penalty on that play. Angel Hidalgo with a second fake punt of the night. He would not have made that first down, but they're going to call the penalty of face masking on Crenshaw. So that should give the Garfield Bulldogs the extra yardage for the first down. And here comes the mark-off. Oh, check that. It's only... Okay, it's going to be a replay, so Garfield benefits slightly from that play. So they gain the yardage, but they still are going fourth down situation. They're going to have to punt. Now here come more whistles. Timeout by Crenshaw. So when we come back, it'll be fourth down for the Bulldogs. This is East LA Sports' high school game of the week. Okay, we're back to the action here after the timeout. Hidalgo, this time he'll kick it towards the sideline, and let's see where it angles out. They say it touched at about, let's call it the 10-yard line, maybe the 12-yard line. First and 10 for Crenshaw. As we're inside the 2-minute mark, clock is stopped with 1:45 left. So when Crenshaw opens up the Coliseum League, they'll be looking to play teams like Fremont, Hawkins, Locke, View Park, and Dorsey. So those are the teams that make up the Coliseum League. And when Garfield gets ready to start the Eastern League, they will be playing teams such as Bell, Huntington Park, Southeast, and of course Roosevelt. And to check the schedule, we encourage you to go to maxpreps.com. Same formation for Halsey. Halsey throws it here in the flat to his receiver. That was number 17 for Crenshaw. That was Dylan Lewin. And whistles again now. Clock stop with 1 minute, 27 seconds left in the contest. Garfield 26, Crenshaw 0. And to remind you that last year Crenshaw did make the open division and lost to Narbonne 48-7, but then regathered themselves and went to the State Bowl where they won 4 AA championship. Here comes Crenshaw now, struggling now just to get the plays off. Rogers, the ball carrier, doesn't get very much. It was 3rd and 5 now. Clock is running now, coming up on the 1 minute even mark left in the game. This will be a huge win for the Bulldogs as they should move the record now to 4-0, undefeated this season. They get a rest next week with their bye week and then come back on the 21st against Legacy High School. Okay, here's the play. Halsey. Oh, ball bounced off the receiver, Todd Airy, and nearly picked off. Ball floated up in the air, and it might have been Andrew Hernandez's second interception, but the one that he's got on the record books tonight went for a pick six. And that came in the second quarter, and that was a huge play. 35-yard pick six for Andrew Hernandez, having himself a very, very good game tonight. 37 seconds left. Fourth and 5 for the Cougars. There's a kick by Thomas. Angling across field at the 40, 35, and it's going to be dead right there at the 34. And 25 seconds left in the game. Garfield will come out with its offensive unit, and there may be time for one play. And most likely we'll predict here victory formation for the Garfield Bulldogs. And they will come out of the contest as winners in tonight's CIF LA City Section High School contest. And it was our choice for the high school game of the week, week number 4 for the East LA sports scene. And there it is. Castillo takes the knee, gives the ball to the official, and now we'll wait for the official in the white hat, the crew chief, to hold the ball up as the clock winds down with 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there it is, holding the ball up over his head, the mechanic. And that ends the game, and now we turn your attention to midfield, where both teams come out for the Warrior salute, the Warrior handshake, the recognition of valiance in action. High school sports, Friday Night Lights here, Garfield coming out on top with a shutout and vindication from last year's loss at Crenshaw, 49-0. They return the favor with a 26-0 win on Crenshaw. Okay, so there you have it. Both teams in sportsmanship, thanking each other for a game well played. And with that, we will now make plans for our post-game interviews here with the coach and several players that we have picked as our players of the game. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Lorenzo Hernandez on a very big win tonight. Crenshaw Cougars came in and you shut them out, Coach. You returned the favor to them. Talk about tonight's big win.
Well, you know what? You got to give credit to our defense. Our defense is just plain stout. Coming into the game, we already had 13 turnovers, so you probably want to add a few more. I think we just have some great guys on defense that do a tremendous job, not only in the classroom, but out here on the field, and they really understand the concepts. Our offense was able to capitalize on those things, so, you know, we're grateful that we got the win against a great program like Crenshaw.
And Coach, it seems that the team is just starting to, as they say, get into their first win. Their first, the chemistry is really solid, looks good. As you say, there are still some things you need to overcome, and that will happen. But at this point in the season, 4-0, very, very positive.
Yeah, you know, and this was something that we talked about when we looked on our schedule. Our goal was to try to be in this position in this night to make sure that we were able to capitalize and stay undefeated. So thankfully, you know, the kids played hard, and I think we just did a great job tremendously as coaches to prepare them, and they came out and executed and played their tails off.
Winning attitudes, Coach. Right now, it's very, very contagious. The players are getting lots of work. You're able to get in some of the reserves and the backups, and it just feels that the chemistry now is very, very strong.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, winning solves everything, like they say. You know, I think these guys continue to play hard and just do a tremendous job for us. So we're really excited that, you know, they understand and they buy in to the academic component as well as, you know, the weight room and the field component. So they're doing a great job.
And Coach, kind of backing track because we were here for the first two games, and then we saw you go on the road to Salesian. If you could recap that game, and then we'll talk about what's coming down in the future.
Well, you know what? I think it was a great game at Salesian. I just think, you know, that we had some terrible calls, to be quite honest with you. And I'm never one to criticize officiating, but when it was out of our section, boy, it was pretty brutal to say the least. But you got to give a little credit to Salesian. You know, they attempted to stop us, but we found the way. And at the end of the day, the only thing that matters, the only stat realistically, is the one on the scoreboard. So I think, again, our guys were in some serious situations, facing adversity in a hostile place for the first couple couple of quarters, then they were able just to take over the game. So it was good. That was our first trip on the road, so I think they did a good job.
And Coach, as we can say from our perspective as East LA sports scene, you've been the first school that plays the neighbors, and then of course comes in to East LA itself, of course, with Salesian being right there in the heart of East LA on Soto and Whittier. So we've seen three good choices in terms of opponents this year.
Yeah, you know what? I think we could continue that, except for one, which is our last week. I think we had an issue with them because it's hard for them to lose. Sadly to say that, and we need to understand it. We'll relook at that contract, and we'll probably cancel that. To be honest with you.
Okay. And Coach, quickly, we didn't see Bruce Gonzalez, and we didn't see last week's game. Might there have been an injury of some type to him?
No, actually, you know what? We have a policy, a weight room practice policy, and he violated that policy, so he got to sit today.
Okay. All right. And Coach, again, PJ Garcia contributing, even though it was a silent night for him, so to speak, in terms of what we've seen him do. They were keying on him, but there were other things happen. But the defense, the pick sixes were just huge.
Yeah, and absolutely. Like I said, our guys do a tremendous job as a staff to prepare these kids and put them in the place and make them understand and give them exams and things of that nature. So, we really think that we prepare these kids well, and tonight they came out and showed it.
Quick observation, Coach, next week, a bye week, you have time to rest up a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. We're just going to get back to, worrying about ourselves and doing the little things right. We'll just take a few days based per section rules. And then we'll take our photos and things of that nature and get that out of the way and get ready for Legacy.
Coach, hopefully we'll be seeing you again down the road. We'll continue to pick our high school game of the week and spread our coverage as widely as possible to all the schools, but for sure we will have you back in our sights, and we'll see you then. Here we go. We're rolling. Eric Anaya, number 42 on your jersey. A huge game today. Talk about your experience tonight and, of course, the big win.
Well, we did a really great job on defensively. I think offensively we could improve many things, but today we did a great job on defense, and we came out with this big dub, and, we just got to keep moving on.
The winning attitude is really gripping not only the team, the school, the community. We're in football heaven right now in terms of watching the Bulldogs, and it's a big difference from previous years where now you're 4-0 undefeated. Previous years took a few situations to bring the team back up to the winning record, but now it's reversed. How does the team feel about that right now?
Well, they feel very great going 4-0. I mean, this is the first time we have done this in a while, and we hope to go 10-0 by the end of the season and beat Narbonne.
And the chemistry you say now with not only your teammates but your classmates, how is that working daily in practice and, of course, in the big games?
Well, I think everyone's doing a good job in the classroom. I hope so. I mean, no one wants to get a grade cut. But on practice, we take it on the field like our coach said. Like life moments is going to help us out in life, and if we do good things happen to you. And
Eric, where did football become your passion, your dream that you wanted to be on this field here at Garfield? Where did that happen?
Well, I started back in HP. One of my coaches told me to join them, and I was like, all right, I'll join. And you know what? It just fit with me.
Okay. Your thoughts thus far in the season, and then for the second push. You're going to be off next week, but the first half is coming to an end, but you still have more to go. The Eastern League will happen. Talk about your preparations for that.
Well, Eastern League, we got to go 6-0 in that for sure. And we're just going to prepare for that every week. We're not going to take any opponent lightly, and we're just show up to play.
And the pregame for the Crenshaw Cougars, you knew it was going to be a big game, and it was a revenge game.
Yes, it was. It was a revenge game from when they beat us back at their home, and we're back at it.
Go Bulldogs.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank
okay,
you.
We're going to keep the Bulldogs coming right in here. Next up, he's no stranger to us as a play-by-play when we cover him, Joe Serrano. You're doing a tremendous job at your position, Joe. And talk about how you feel over this on this big win tonight.
Well, I feel good. I think our defense really executed the game plan, and that's about it. It's just we've been preparing all week, and we were ready for Crenshaw.
And talk about the Bulldog training by the coaches on your hits. They're not only being hit by a single solo tackler. There's 1, 2, and then we see 3 Bulldogs in on almost every stop.
We're a gang tackle defense, so we see ball, get ball, and that's just our motto here.
And that, Coach Wicks, we understand, has a lot to do with that as a defensive coordinator.
Yep, Coach Wicks. Every day we're running swarm drills, and he's saying get to the ball, and that's about it.
Okay, and the play of your teammates here, when you're not on the field, you get rest, or you're now able to see some of the reserves and the backups getting quality playing time. Talk about how that makes the team feel as a whole.
Well, that makes the team feel great because we've worked hard with them, and we're seeing them, like, I don't know how to explain it, but they're putting the hard work out there on the field like how we do.
Okay. And talk about also the academics. We haven't really delved into that. It's been also a lot of us just looking, or all of us here doing East LA Sports Team production of the game, looking at the team in terms of being athletes. But talk about the academics, because that's very, very important, stressed by the coaches.
Well, academics are everything here. You have to work hard. As much work as you put in on the field, you have to put in the classroom.
Okay. And looking next week off, get a little rest, and recuperate, and come back out for practice on Monday. But you still have lots of goals in mind. What will be your particular goal now for the rest of the season?
My goal is just to just keep working.
Okay.
Just remain humble and keep working.
Okay. And we're hoping to see another pick six. We saw one, I guess, was it against Shure that we saw that? And job well done tonight, and a job in those previous 3 games. But you guys have to be on a very big high now in terms of emotions, beating Crenshaw, the Cougars from Crenshaw.
Yeah, that was the whole summer we've been working on screens for sure, and it was just a screen, and I read it perfectly, and that's how it went.
Okay, Joe Sedano, number 40.
Thank
you. Okay, we're going to keep him coming. Andrew Hernandez, and I got to now add you to our list of the pick sixes that we've seen here on Garfield, and talk about that play. But first, your thoughts on the big win first.
Oh, man, it's a great feeling. Good team win for us. Moving forward, we have a lot of momentum. I feel like we'll keep that momentum going. So,
okay,
looking for it.
And talk about your play now. It was obviously a very, very a play where you read what was going on in the backfield there,
yes, sir.
And you positioned yourself correctly, and then you made the play. Talk about what your moment when you saw the play unveil.
I was playing safety at that time, so I was in the backfield. Just saw the ball come in the air, and our motto is see ball, get ball.
Okay.
So as soon as I saw that ball in the air, I ran to it, picked it up, looked, just ran on the sideline. It was a great feeling.
Okay, and you got to know that the defense has been very solid, rock solid here for the Bulldogs, and you've been a big part of it. Your tackles on open field, your solo tackles, your unassist, and your assists have been very, very strong. Your thoughts on how the defense complements the offense and the offense complements the defense? That makes it all one.
Yeah, our defense has been really good. Offense pushes us, they motivate us, so we work on defense hard. We work hard on defense every day, so to get the offense good positioning, so that's our goal.
Okay, and let's talk a little bit about the classroom activities, because it goes hand in hand. To be a Bulldog on the field, you have to be prepared in classroom.
Yes, sir. So currently I'm taking 3 APs, so I have a packed schedule, but academics is everything in the school. Coach always talks about academics. See it as an injury. No academics, no play, so it motivates us.
And talk about one other thing here. It's kind of a subtle thing for the viewers who watch high school football, but when we see the Bulldogs come out in very stylish uniforms, helmets, and it's a whole new look. Talk about how that also is a positive motivator for the team.
We got to get our swag, got to get the crowd going and everything. Hype the crowd up. It's just a good feeling.
Okay. Well, we got to let you go get into the locker room and get ready for some film and some other things tomorrow. And next week you get a little time off and come back, on the 21st for Legacy. We want to wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Be safe and take care, and we'll see you again. Okay, Andrew Hernandez. Now, our last. The fourth and final here, number 55 on his jersey. He plays tall and big because he is, and he comes in as 6'4", 250 for Anthony Ruvalcaba. You've been one of my fan favorites here, watching you as I call your games. But talk about this win tonight. How important was it for the Bulldogs?
Well, I mean, it's very important for us, not only because it was a rematch game from last year when they really beat us bad, but it was like a confidence booster for all of us because we were coming pretty doubtful into the game. So then actually beating them and like shutting them out 0 points really boosted everyone's confidence on the defense.
And now the feel-good factor, you're there because, Crenshaw is a very big powerhouse.
Yeah, they're a very big powerhouse, and so knowing that our defense can stop is like, what else can we do? Like, who else wants them?
And again, Coach Wicks' philosophy, endorsed by, of course, Coach Hernandez, see ball, you get ball.
Yes, sir. So it's like, our point is like we need to get turnovers. Like that's why we got the turnover chains. It's motivation for us to get those turnovers, and pretty much whoever has the most turnovers wins the game.
Okay. Okay. And you're solid, Anthony. You're in almost on every other stop. You and Nick Delgadillo and Miguel Ortiz and your whole front four on defense, as well as your front four on offense. Want to give them credit too. You guys just seem to be catching the wave at the right time.
Yes, sir. Like, it's just the whole momentum base pretty much. So now we're gonna have this bye week, but we're not gonna take anyone lightly. We're gonna keep rolling through the league and everything.
And Anthony, talk about where football really became your passion, that you wanted to be on the field here at Garfield.
Football, I started playing since I was 6 years old. Started with flag football, played at the East LA Bobcats.
Okay.
And then once that shut down, I went to Bell Gardens to play. And then coming here, like in Bell Gardens, it really like struck me like I really love playing in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And like my family would come up to me like, "Oh, you should try baseball. You should try basketball." Okay. And I'm just like, "No, man. Like football is in my heart. I gotta play." Yes.
Okay, and you really seemed very comfortable. Your defensive unit, I'm sure you guys hang out together, maybe have classes together, but this is really a family, a bonding situation that we see here for the football team.
Like the more and more we play together, and like the more stops we have, we like pretty much bond better, and like it becomes like we get more confidence on the field when we're all playing together. Quickly
now, you have a rest next week, and then come back, Legacy, and then the season. I mean, the second season with the Eastern League starts.
Yes, sir. It's just you got to roll through that, and take no one lightly, because you never know what'll happen.
And quickly, your academic, the course of studies you're taking at Garfield?
I'm taking an AP class, and my rest of the class, my honors, and it's I pretty much got to make time for football and academics because they go hand in hand.
Yes. And lastly, now talking to you as an undefeated Bulldog, how do you feel now?
It's really good. It feels really good, man. Like, it's been a while since the Bulldogs have been able to actually go 4-0. Like last year, I played the same position, and it just felt really bad, like losing to and everything. So it's like really now winning and like being able to stop teams feels really good.
Okay. It's going to be a very, very good rest of the season. We want to wish you best of luck and success. Be safe out there, and we'll get back to you again on another one of our high school games of the week. Okay. Anthony Rube Alcaba, and that will do it here for this edition of East LA Sports Scene. And giving a shout out to our crew, Rico Cabrera II, taking all of our play-by-play film, and then on the field, our highlight producer, Franklin Robles, and along with his production assistant, Kenneth Robles, his brother, and yours truly, Rico Cabrera Sr., doing all of the play-by-play and the interviews. We want to thank you for watching this edition of East LA Sports Scene. And remember, go to our website and check out our free ticket giveaway promotion that's going on right now. Sign up, get in there, get in the mix, and hopefully we may pull your name out for a trip to one of the professional teams here in LA. So won't tell you much more, but go into our website and check it out, eastlasportscene.com. So that'll do it for this edition. Thanks for watching, and be safe out there. Take care, and we will see you soon.